Money will not bring you happiness, it will bring you clarity. And wait, I am not going to try to convince you to stay poor or to stop your financial goals. That is not what I'm going to do here. But I just want to bring this reflection on how we have all heard from people who became rich. They were not born rich, but they always, especially celebrities, people that are famous, and then they go on interviews and they say that they actually used to believe that they would feel more fulfilled and happier once they had the nicer apartment, new cars, and all of that fame and all of that money. And that now that they have it, they understand that they still feel empty. And it's even worse when they actually develop addictions because they can now afford new things to get addicted to. And I believe that is what reinforces the belief in people that money actually brings more problems, that you should stop chasing money because look at all these wealthy people who still got a lot of problem. So what is the point, right? That's what many people are told to believe. But here's the thing, it's not that money will bring you misery, it's not that money will become another problem in your life. And at the same time, yes, money will upgrade your lifestyle, but it will not buy you wisdom and nervous system regulation and self trust and the ability to follow through. Money will not give you that. That is something you need to intentionally work on. So, if money doesn't bring you happiness, what does it bring you? It brings you clarity. Because once you have money, let's say that now you are rich and you could afford a nicer apartment, you can now travel more often. You are always getting the newest car and newest phone, and you could retire your parents. You are no longer living paycheck after paycheck. You actually can rest and be sure that next month everything is going to be fine. You're not stressing over bills anymore. What does that mean? That means that your survival needs are fully covered now. You are no longer struggling to feed yourself and to find shelter, which is rent, groceries, buying food. You have all of those survival needs met. You're safe. You know you're gonna survive. For as long as you're healthy, you can make it. You have the resources for that. So now that you're not just trying to survive, you find a deeper level. You reach a existential and maybe spiritual, maybe emotional, much deeper level of existence. And that is why usually people only realize it after they have money. Because before money, you were only concerned about your survival. How will I pay rent next month? How will I help my mom? How will I pay these bills? You were very, you were simply surviving. And now that survival is covered, you are now questioning your existence. You are now asking yourself, why do I still feel empty? Didn't I believe that I would be happy and free of problems now that I have all of this? And the truth is that they were always there, but it was covered by your need to survive. because that's how the human brain is designed. We have to always prioritize our survival. And once you are sure that you will survive, you are not in the jungle, in the wild anymore, let's say, you can now think of deeper, more existential issues. So it's not that rich people are more depressed or that they keep finding problems to themselves that don't exist. It's not that, it's just that they can access something that people who are still struggling financially haven't reached. But it's there. It's just in a deeper layer. The survival layer, which is financial, is here, and the existential spiritual layer is below here. So you cannot see it because the survival mode is covering it. So this is the importance of having structure, routines, of having follow through, of trusting yourself. What do I mean by trusting yourself? Having structure. What does that mean? It means whatever life throws at you. For example, your parents will not live forever. Marriage is not certain. There's no guarantee that you are gonna stay with that person forever, no matter how much you love each other. We never know. Life happens, things happen, circumstances change. So we cannot control other people and we cannot control life and death, right? So having structure and having self trust is about you knowing that no matter what happens, no matter who is or isn't by your side, that you will go on, that you are resilient enough, that you have enough of an internal structure that doesn't rely on other people staying or existing, even. And it doesn't mean that you will never feel sad, that you will not have challenges, go through struggles, that you will not cry and maybe even be depressed about certain things. Of course, you will. We are humans. But it's about not collapsing, not having your entire life crumbling down because someone is not in your field anymore. So build that at the same time that you're building wealth. Build the foundation, build your self trust, your structure, because that can hold anything. Because money comes with responsibility. If you start a business, especially if you have employees, your there will be families that will depend on your income, on your business success. So yes, money comes with huge responsibility. And people who have built more wealth or money faster than they have actually built internal structure usually don't hold it, or if they hold the numbers in their bank account, it doesn't come with stability, it doesn't come with a nervous system that can actually sustain it in a healthy way.